Alright class, today we're going to learn about the virus, structure of viruses, what they're made out of, how they might cause diseases like HIV. You see on the picture above us we have a virus picture, and then on the right we have a retrovirus. Retro is old school, so to speak. Alright, is a virus alive? We do not consider viruses living things because, one, they get energy through other organisms, okay? We need a host cell in order for them to survive. They also don't really maintain homeostasis. They can't really adapt to the environments that they have unless there's a mutation in their DNA. So again, since we need other cells to live, we do not consider viruses living things. Here's the structure of a virus. One is they're made out of genetic material, such as DNA or RNA. Some RNA examples are AIDS, influenza, think of the flu, and rabies, that's for mammals. They get a virus, and if they bite you, they foam at the mouth and whatnot. You also have DNA examples like warts, chickenpox, mononucleosis, right? Viruses only contain a very small amount of genetic material, but they're able to cause a lot of deadly diseases. Okay, what is the structure of a virus? Viruses have a protein coat or a capsid. Capsid is the same thing for a protein coat. Now it's a shield made out of proteins that help protect genetic material, very similar to how a cell membrane works in bacteria and animal plant cells. Some also have nuclear envelopes that help surround the capsid made out of glycoproteins. Again, if you think of the picture from the Matrix, remember the viruses infecting like the sentinels? They have the protein coat surrounding your genetic material, that's your DNA or RNA. You also have the tail fibers that will attach to the cell it is trying to infect. How do viruses reproduce? Now they're going to replicate inside living cells. They enter a cell by injecting their genetic material into the cell. They usually go through tears in the cell wall or binding to molecules that are specific for the cell it's trying to infect. Here you see the DNA. Remember, the tail fibers latch onto the DNA, and then it goes in through the tube here into the cell it's trying to infect. There are two ways that they replicate. One is called the lytic cycle. The other one is called the lysogenic cycle. In the lytic cycle, cell destruction is part of it. So essentially you have the cells bursting out of the cell that it infects. Okay. In the lysogenic cycle, the virus does not destroy the host cell, but what it actually does is it makes more viruses in the cell before it kills the cell. Typically, the lysogenic cycle is much more dangerous because it makes a lot more viruses. Alright, HIV, how does it infect cells? First, they attach to a cell. They bind to human immune cells that contain specific receptors in your immune system. Next, they enter into macrophages. Those contain the receptors that allows HIV to enter the cells. HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus. It's actually going away and trying to battle your immune system. The last steps of HIV are replication. The cells will replicate but does not kill the cell. Instead, the viruses are released by budding. That's why it makes it so dangerous to stop. And then once HIV gets strong enough or throughout the body, it turns into AIDS. That's where the destruction of your T cells. You'll probably see it as T cells on your test. That's part of your immune system. Any other questions, feel free to leave a comment down below or send me a message on my blog from my website. Alright class, so that was my video on viruses. One last quick note. Viruses can only be treated with vaccines in order to prevent them from spreading. Think about the flu shots, the flu vaccine. Vaccines do not work on bacteria, just like bacteria. Antibiotics don't work with viruses. Okay, so again, it's virus, vaccine, antibiotics, bacteria. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below or shoot me a message. KaminskyL@hayescisd.net.